let's have a look at the crazy planet cube Uranus. Now Uranus has two unbandaged faces next to each other like this. On my cube it's the white and the green one. And all of the other faces are bandaged. It would be the next natural progressive step from the crazy planet cube Jupiter. And the solve's very similar to Jupiter, so I'm not going to spend too much time in some of the details that I already explained in Jupiter. The first thing that I'm going to do is fix this edge piece in here between my two unbandaged faces. I'll look around and find a green inside edge piece, put it up into this layer and turn it onto my green face. Then I'll do the same with the white one. I'll just turn it in like that and find the green and white edge piece, which is here, and turn it down with down, down, up, up. And now I'll show you why we have to build that edge piece first. The reason is because I can't turn it in already built. It's the only edge piece, or it's the only piece on the whole puzzle that I can't turn in after it's built. And you'll see that if I try to turn it away, it comes unstuck there. If I turn it away this way, it comes unstuck there. So now that we have it built, we're just going to protect that one piece while we solve the other pieces. I'll locate my green face at the back and I'll store my protected edge here around the back, and I'll build some edge pieces on my U face. The first one that I can see is a blue one that's going to match this outside edge piece. This inside edge piece is going to match that, so I'll turn it up and I'll just do 2 turns to match that part of that edge piece. That's come around, so I'll just have to remember to not replace that one out. And I'll turn in an unmade edge piece. So I'll need to replace this one out that I've made, keeping my eye on this one that's moving around the whole time, and I'm not going to turn this one out. I'll replace that with an unmade edge piece and do 2 turns to place that one, and I'll bring up, say, this yellow one to replace it, because I've got a yellow piece here. Noticing that this piece is continually returning to that position. And it looks like I'm down to my last couple, so when I get down to my last couple I'll replace this one out with a white one, like that, so that I can do 2 turns to finish that off. Turn up this one, and it's got a matching one over here. There's my final one over there. Turn it up into position and give that 2 turns. And I've reduced all of my edge pieces, but I've got these 2 swapped. Now to return those 2, all I need to do in this case is to put either a blue one there or a yellow one there, like this, and to give it 2 turns, and I've got my green one protected in that position. My next task is going to be to place 2 white ones in here, and to now reduce my corners. I'll replace this one out first and I'm going to replace it out with this piece down here, and I'll turn it in by turning that one up, then that one off, that one back down, and then that one back to replace it, and that turns in. Now I can do turns like that to bring pieces up into this position or into this position on the blue face. But if I turn around to the green face, I can't do those turns for these two pieces here. So what I'll have to do instead is stick with my original approach and turn down on the back face to exchange out like that and then return it. So any of these down here I'll have to place like that, but these ones up here I can do a quicker sequence like that to replace them. I've got an orange one that I can join onto there, and two have been joined, so I'll replace this one out with this turn, and I'll replace this one out with this turn. Give two turns, and I've got three solved. So I'll replace this one out by turning like that, put that piece in there, and replace this one out by two lots of that sequence this time, because I want to pull this piece up. So that puts it to there, and then again brings it up. I'll replace these two, that one into there, and this one into there. Two turns, replace that one, and replace this one down here, like that. Join that together. Now that I'm getting down to the last couple of pieces, and I've solved three on the last turn, three remaining inside corner pieces are stuck here on this one piece. So it gives me an opportunity to show you how I'll solve a few different situations at once. First thing I'll do is I'll split up my problem and move it to somewhere else, like over here. So I'll insert this white piece into there, and I'll change out one of these pieces for a piece the same colour. So yellow. And then I'll move my problem to somewhere else, and I'll bring up a blue piece from here, and solve that. And that leaves me with this orange and white. So I'll remove that down to there, bring it up and reinsert it in there and change it out. And now all of my corner pieces have been reduced as well. There's one last thing, and that is if this piece here ended up over somewhere else like that. So I'll show you how to solve a situation where that happens. All you have to do is insert all of the white pieces in like this, this one into there, and that one we can place into there, and then we're free to move without breaking up any of these pieces. We're free to move our green one back to our green face. Okay, so we've got Uranus reduced to a 3x3 cube with this green and white piece in this position. What little tricks can we use during our 3x3 solve to avoid our unbandaged face here? The first thing I'll do is solve my two white corners that have a green side. So there's one there, and it's the green and red. I'll turn this edge piece up onto my green face so that I can avoid using my unbandaged face here, and I'll turn my green and red piece as I normally would turn it onto that face, and then I'll return it back down. Then I'll look for my other orange and green corner piece, and there it is there. This time I'll turn my orange edge piece up to my green face and install this just here like I normally would. Except I can just turn it on like that. It makes it a bit easier, and back down. Next I'll be solving my two edge pieces with green on them on my equatorial layer, and I'll be doing the same thing and turning my white pieces onto my green face in order to solve them without having to turn this unbandaged face. I'll line up my edge pieces as I normally would in a 3x3 solve and turn through my normal algorithm and then replace that down. Same thing here, except I'll turn that out first. And then I'll replace that back down. Then I'll be placing my blue edge piece back into position, and solving these as normal. Then with my last layer, I'm just going to turn my green face to the back and orientate these. And then avoid turning my green face with any other algorithms that I might do. And as I cycle these around, I'll avoid this face as well. And my cube is solved.